Welcome to the New Beginnings Family Law podcast, where we have real conversations about life's biggest transitions. I'm Montina Young Frazier, your host and the marketing and communication strategist for New Beginnings Family Law in Huntsville, Alabama. I work closely with this incredible team to bring you clear, practical conversations about divorce, custody, and navigating life's most important transitions. At New Beginnings Family Law in Huntsville, Alabama, we help families navigate divorce, custody, and complex family matters with clarity, compassion, and strength. Our mission is simple: new life, new direction, new beginnings. So let's get into today's discussion. Today, I am sitting down with attorney David Pace, who is one of our attorneys here at New Beginnings Family Law in Huntsville, Alabama. David works closely with families navigating divorce and custody and other complex family law matters, helping them move forward with confidence and clarity. Mr. David, our attorney, let's start with this. Why family law?
Well, I think that's an area of law where we can make the biggest difference in a person's life, and it's a tangible result. So there's a big reward in that to see a family that's moved on. I get notes and emails from people who say, "Thank you for your help. Because of you, I have a relationship with my granddaughter that I otherwise wouldn't have." Things like that. And that's a reward that you can't find in other areas of law.
Oh, yeah, it is rewarding. I am actually a divorcee, and I'll tell you, with my divorce attorney years later, when I met my husband, whom I'm married to now, and I just was like, thank you. Like my life, talk about new life, new direction, new beginnings. It feels like heaven on earth. So you all are so important. And also when you mentioned, for a grandparent to call you, for those of you that might be listening in, I'm actually a grandmother of three. David, I have three grandchildren. And there was a time with one of them where I kind of thought, man, I'm not able to see them. Am I going to have to contact an attorney? But grandparents do have rights. So most people don't know that grandparents actually do have rights too.
That's right.
So let's talk this as well. What do you enjoy outside of the courtroom? What fills your cup?
Well, we live near Lake Gunnersville, and so there's a lot of recreation there. We like hiking and kayaking, and we have a dog that we exercise there regularly. I also like reading and cooking and watching Alabama football.
My husband's an Alabama fan. Our family is actually in Tuscaloosa. What kind of dog do you have?
It is a little Chihuahua that we got at a shelter.
Oh,
And she was 4.5 pounds and flea bitten and had
oh,
been abandoned by her owner. And so we've taken
yes.
it upon ourselves to give her a wonderful life.
Oh, was she an older Chihuahua?
Well, they're not sure. She was between 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I bet she is just loving her time with you and your family.
He absolutely is.
Oh, I had a shelter dog once, and they're it's like they know you saved their lives. They're great dogs.
Absolutely.
When someone meets you for the first time, especially going through a tumultuous time in their life, very challenging, what do you hope they immediately feel?
I try to make folks feel at ease when they come in and meet me for the first time to know that, you know, during this consult for the next hour, you're in a safe space and nothing bad is going to happen to you. And I'm going to give you some advice that will make you feel better and give you some sense of direction moving forward that maybe you didn't have when you got here.
Yeah, that's important. Well, what's one misconception people have about divorce or custody cases?
I think television distorts a lot of areas of family law. One is, they show these scenes, mediations where everybody's in the room and they're screaming at each other and throwing papers and pencils. And that's not how our mediations work.
Mm,
That's one that springs to mind. And I think also just that sort of uh, bulldog mentality that that you want to destroy the other person's life. That's something that's portrayed a lot in television. People get that idea, but they don't understand the consequences. When you have children, you don't want to destroy the other parent of your children because that's got lifetime consequences for everybody involved.
yeah, that's a good point. So reality TV isn't often reality in real life. At New Beginnings Family Law, our tagline is new life, new direction, new beginnings. What does that personally mean to you?
Well, it's pretty self-evident, I think, but it that's what we try to do is to take folks who are in a bad spot
Mhm.
and work closely with them to give them some direction so that when their case is over and they leave our firm, that they feel like they've got a new life and a new beginning. That we've been able to tie up all those loose ends and bad memories and experiences and send them off with sort of a clean slate.
Mm. Yeah, I'm telling you, it means a lot to me. I love my new life, my new direction, and my new beginnings. But I love that tagline. So, what's one mistake that people often make before hiring a family law attorney?
One thing is, emptying joint bank accounts,
Mm,
or, putting trackers on their spouse or changing the locks on the door. There are a lot of sort of passive aggressive sort of things that folks do in those arguments and
mhm.
in that tumultuous time leading up to a divorce. So we have to sort of undo that sometimes.
Oh, that's one. So yeah, hopefully you all are listening in. That's a mistake that you can make before hiring a family law attorney. What should someone do immediately after deciding they may need a divorce?
Go see a lawyer. That's sort of going back to the last question. There are a lot of nobody knows, what the ground rules are except an experienced attorney. And so that's why you need to get guidance as soon as possible because it's a lot easier to avoid mistakes than to go back and try to correct them once they're done. So you want to start off on a good path.
Yeah, it's important. What's the difference between a contested and uncontested divorce in Alabama?
Well, just in a very general sense, an uncontested divorce is where the parties come together and reach an agreement
Mhm.
that's signed and filed with the court, but doesn't require any court attendance or involvement. A contested divorce is where one party just files a complaint against the other, then there's an answer, and they proceed to a trial where the judge decides, all the matter custody, uh, division of assets and debts, and that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, let's see. You did a great job answering the questions that I have. Let's go into our lightning round. This is where,
Yeah.
people want to know more about you. And I always say, especially if you're most of the time contacting a family law attorney is some people's first encounter actually with an attorney. So this is some fun. Coffee or tea?
Coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. I like that. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Oh, okay. I'm early bird. If you weren't an attorney, what would you be?
Probably a psychologist.
Oh, I could see that. Favorite way to decompress after a tough case?
Go home and have some lap time with my dog.
Yeah, that's probably comforting for her and for you. One word your colleagues would use to describe you.
I think approachable and team oriented.
Yeah, I'd say that too. If clients could only remember one thing about you, what would you want it to be?
That I was always honest with them.
Good. I love that one. And oh, did I ask you this one? Dogs or cats? But I think I know your answer to that one.
Maybe, yeah, not even close. That's dogs.
Yep, I'm a dog mama myself. I have a Frenchie, and she's in her crate right now because, yeah, sometimes she gets up under me and it's just too much. What is the most rewarding part of helping someone through divorce or custody?
Well, I think it's just you can see a life literally change before your eyes. These people come in and they're in a really bad place,
Mm,
and understandably so. And I think just seeing that transformation is so rewarding when we do finish up and they've have their affairs in order, and we have a plan for them in starting their new life. And that transition is just almost magical.
no, I love that. What would you say to someone who is either listening to this podcast or watching the video and they feel overwhelmed and scared?
You're not alone, and you know our doors are always open. So come see one of us, and we can allay those fears and let you know what's true, what's not, and give you some direction for moving forward and getting out of that place.
Yeah. And for those of you listening, I will tell you this. I have been there, done that. And it's tough. It feels like death, I remember someone saying that, and it literally can feel like death. But when you have this team here, these attorneys and the support team there, and you walk into the firm and it's not set up like a traditional firm, and there are toys for the kids to play with, and the conference rooms are set up in such a way where you just feel like you're supported. You can let go. They pray there. It is a safe place and a place where you can feel like you can just let it all out on the table. No pun intended, but you can let it all out and feel like you have some support. So, in closing, if someone is facing a major life transition right now, what would you want them to know?
They need to see an attorney as soon as possible. And, I would like to sit down with them and let's come up with a plan together. There's always a way to a better place, and we're here to help you find that way.
Well, there y'all have it, Attorney David Pace. Thank you so much for joining us for our segment
You're
today.
welcome. My
Such a
pleasure.
blessing every time I always see you. And to those of you listening or watching us, if you're facing a major life transition and need guidance, the team at New Beginnings Family Law in Huntsville, Alabama, we're here to help. Visit us at newbeginningsfamilylaw.com to schedule a consultation. And remember, this season is not the end of your story. New life, new direction, new beginnings. We'll see you in the next segment.